doesn't matter what you're going through
or what you have been through.
Thank
God is fabulous. I'm Welda Paley.
And I'm Fasia Hilton.
Welcome.
Thank God is fabulous.
Mill nurses.
Patient comfort, values, and beliefs.
Thank God is fabulous. What is cancer? What is your perception of cancer?
Well, today our guest will be sharing her story on living with cancer.
Thank God is fabulous.
Friendship. What is a true friend? He's my friend. She's my friend. Can a male and a female be true friends?
What are the benefits of friendship? Are there true friends with benefits or not? How do you know somebody is a friend? What are the criteria? What are the requirements to have a friend?
Thank
God is fabulous.
Well, today we are going to be talking about career choices.
Do you make career choices based on your habits, or things you love, or what's trending, or what would be your livelihood?
Is it going to be vocational or is it going to be higher education? What's your choice? Bien. What's going
Having some technical difficulties. You can hear me?
Now I can hear you.
All right, all right. Now I can hear you. Whew. Thank God it is fabulous. All right, good. All right. Well, it doesn't matter what you're going through or what you
What
have.
you've been through?
Thank
Thank God.
God is fabulous.
Fabulous.
All right. So today is another edition of Thank God is Fabulous. You know, when you come on the show and you don't have your tea, it's a serious situation.
I know. Sorry. I'm sorry. Mine is right here.
I just got mine, so I'm okay now. All right. So today we're going to be talking about part four, actually.
Before, yes.
Yes, of sex, God's purpose for sex, man understanding of sex, humans interpretation of sex, and today we get to understand the women's point of view for sex. My other guest is trying to get in studio, but before we do that, I'm Welda Paley.
And I'm Fasia Hilton.
Thank God
Thank
is
God it's
fabulous.
fabulous. Welcome.
All right, we have our guest in studio today with us, Miss Euphemia Scott Nimlin. Please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello. My name is Euphemia. I'm at work. I'm sorry. I'm half all the gear on. I'm at work.
That's how we know
My
you're safe.
my name is Euphemia Scott Nimley, a Liberian nurse, realtor, and now a first time published author of a book of poems. And
I like the titles. They just come in. They just come in. That's why they say God move you from glory to glory.
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a good one.
yes.
So welcome to Thank God is Fabulous. We're gonna
Thank
be
you.
here. We're hearing for you today about the book. I got a picture of it that I downloaded so I can upload it so people can be able to get it. And more than likely, the idea is we want them to come to the luncheon. We want them to be there to talk to you on that day.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about your book and the expectation for it before we get into, because it falls right in line with everything else today. So let's hear about abuse and your journey to self-love.
Mm.
Mhm. Abuse. First, I know I've been asked whether this is personal. Not It's not really personal. It's just I always like to write. That's always been my passion. So anything I see, I get I always look at it from a different point of view, and I see a storyline behind things, and some poetic idea come to me, and I just write. And I have been writing, even though some of them were personally uh, influenced by other things I've seen and whatever. But I just, when I finally build my confidence to publish, I decided, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to publish. And surprisingly, from the feedback I got, I was so surprised and amazed, and I'm very excited. So I'm like, I feel like I need to spread it out more to people who I feel like I have learned that people need it. The words that in there, a lot of people can relate. A lot of people felt so passionate about it, and I feel like I need to spread that. A lot of women need to hear that. Even men, some men read it and like, oh, I can relate to a lot of the poems in here because I feel this way in my relationship. So it's just about us knowing that we have to first love ourselves. You have to find yourself. You have to know who you are
Yes.
to love you. Love yourself in
Yep.
order for somebody to love you. Because when you love yourself, you will know your value. You will know what you want. And anybody coming your way, you'll not be so desperate to find love because you already know your value, and you would not take anything just to take something because you are desperate. So that's what it's all kind of about.
So when you say abuse,
Uh-huh.
what context is abuse in?
Abuse can be all sorts. It can be physical,
Mm-hmm.
mental,
Mm-hmm.
financial,
Yes.
emotional.
Yes.
You got all sort of abuse. That's why I told people, I'm like, even in this book, when yeah they have, I did describe some physical abuse, but in it too I also did talk about some verbal abuse because like I wrote this book in sections.
Okay.
So it have like the intro part like kind of summarizes it. Then you have a misconception where
Okay.
sometimes we meet people and we're looking for something that maybe isn't there, or they're showing us something that is not for real,
Yep.
and we just look at it the way we want to look at it or however way. But misconception, and then later on you find out that you're in the wrong situation, and from there it goes to the actual abuse being modified, physical, verbal, everything. And then this person got broken because when you get abused like that, you internally you get broken. You
Yep.
know,
Yes.
your spirit, everything you get broken. And sometimes some people some people get completely damaged and not able to survive that.
Mm-hmm.
They're not
Yes.
able to come back from that. So this is what it's all about. You just a woman who found herself, who finally went through all sort of abuse, but later found herself and learned the value of herself and learned to love herself. You know, that's kind of what it's about.
Okay. That's very interesting because as women already everything is tied to our emotions.
Hmm.
And if a woman is being abused emotionally, physically, how do you think sex plays in that woman's life?
You know what? Everybody's different.
Mm,
Everybody's different. Some people, some women, some people are so desperate. I feel like when you are that desperate and having learned who you are, having learned your value, your worth, you take anything and you be willing to do anything to please.
mm,
So
mm.
sometimes some women go through the abuse, they continuously go through the abuse, but they will do anything to please the abuser. So while going through the abuse, if that man wants sex, however way he wants it, whenever he wants it, some women feel desperate to give it because they're dying for that love. They're dying
Okay.
for that attention.
Yes.
So it's just, in that sense, I don't think it's pleasing them, but rather to please that man so they think they can get that love that they're lacking.
Yep.
And
Yep.
on the other hand, some women, they get abused, they know their worth, they know their value, and be like, no. I'm
I'm
not giving my
out.
body
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
you don't deserve it. You don't worth me, you know.
Yep.
So it all depends. Everybody's different.
That is so true. That is so true. And when I was thinking about it, I'm like, okay, if we are emotionally cut, you even make us mad. We be like,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't want to deal with that. Don't even
Mm-hmm.
touch me. Don't do this. Then
Mm-hmm.
can you imagine if somebody is in the constant habit of abusing you verbally, emotionally, I mean, really destabilizing you, and then come back to you and want to touch you? Can you even
Mm-hmm.
have an orgasm?
I'm telling you, it's
I bet not.
I bet you
But
not.
you will lay there. Some women lay because, to be frank with you, I never really thought about this couple until after people, when I wrote this, people started to ask me questions.
Mm,
And then I sat down and I thought about things. And when back home, there was a couple that lived in our neighborhood, young couple. They would look like they were in their maybe mid late 20s. This guy was young, beautiful couple. This guy was so abusive to this girl. He would kick her, would watch him beat her. And the next thing, he wiping her face. She's cooking for him. We were like, is she crazy?
mm.
But was it something that she felt she had to do for him? Or did she love him that much and didn't love herself? Was she desperate? Did she have nowhere to go? What did he have on her? We don't know.
I
So
know.
there's so many reasons, so many things. Some people feel like they're obligated to stay in some abusive relationships, and sometimes some people just give up. I don't know. It's like I said, it's individual differences. I don't know.
That is so true. And hmm, it is so deep.
it
And
is
Hmm.
it is deep, you know.
for our gender, people just feel that everywhere around the world, the first group of people they're going to take advantage of are the women.
Hmm.
Then they go to the children before they even look at the men. As if this is our role, this is our job, you know? But what would you say to young girls? Say to the girls who have not experienced being in a relationship and are not sexually active, and those girls who have gotten in a relationship and are sexually active, what would you say to them, knowing all the things you know today? What would you say to that girl?
I said to every girl, every woman, including my children, love yourself. You have to love yourself. Know your worth. Know who you are. Learn yourself. No one is better than you. Do not put yourself before anybody. Do not think somebody, do not depend on a man or anybody to make you feel valuable, to make you feel like you are important, or without them, you can't be nothing. You have to know your worth. You have to know that you you can do or do without them. You have to know that, because if you don't know your worth and you're looking for somebody to define that for you, you're going to be going through a lot that will even break your spirit before you even get to know who you are.
So true. But another thing, poverty is another serious problem
Hmm.
that lead women in all sorts of situation. How do you make of that?
Well, poverty, work, work. The thing is, yes, that's true. Poverty makes people do stuff they have no business doing, especially when you're in a society that there's it's difficult to find job and stuff like that.
Yes.
But I feel like I personally don't know. I've not been in that situation like that. But I feel like if you come from a family or background that teaches you love and teaches you self-value and self-respect, you will go through poverty. Yes, you may be challenged, you may be put to the test, but I feel like that standard you have
Mm-hmm.
would still be there.
Yes.
It would still
Yes.
be there. You would never have yourself be put down to nothing because of somebody gonna give you a few dollars or whatever. I feel
Yep.
that standard would still be there. It's just
Yep.
about instilling that standard in our young people to know that, it's not the end. You can make sacrifices, but don't let anybody diminish you because you don't have it, you know?
So another serious concern right now in our country, especially post-war Liberia, for us
Mm-hmm.
who was born before the war, we were on a whole different level. We did things differently. We understood different things. We got to know ourselves. We value ourselves. We came from a different era in time. But the children born during the war up to this point, there is a vast difference
Mm-hmm.
between those women and how they see themselves. It's like something was not translated during the war. It got stuck somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it because of what they saw growing up because of the hardship of the war and everything else? People had to migrate to other countries, what they saw, what they grew up in. Do you think that's where the imbalance is at for this generation coming up in our country specifically?
You know what? Someone I just had that conversation, and I believe that's what it is. I believe this. How can I say this? How can I nicely put this? I believe there was before there was some already like before even the war. I believe there were families who gave their children out for to men for anything because I've been around. I
Mm,
was around people like that, and I
Okay.
feel like it got worse during the wartime. I feel it got worse because people were hungry, dying of hunger, and you have the soldiers coming, ECMO soldiers coming in, the fighters, everything. People got desperate. Mothers did it for their children, and if they were doing it, child, you have to do it. And
Yep.
that was something. It's like it became a thing. Okay, I would put for some people who I knew, and like myself, I'm not trying to say I was better, but I'm grateful for what my family instilled in me. I'm grateful for the kind of person I am because there were so many attempts, and it was difficult. It was so many temptation to fall in that category to say I will give myself for food, I'll give myself for bigger rice, I'll give myself for this. And not everybody can say I will hold myself. Not everybody can say I will fight this through. I cannot put myself to this level. Some people they're not strong enough, or it's just maybe so many different situations. They have older people that they have to take care of. So with that being said, dealing with that in your country, go to another country, refugee camp, you trying to survive, and like you say, we women we are taken advantage of. You go to another country, men see you, they know you're desperate, you refugee, you need stuff. What the next thing they're gonna ask you for? Either they gonna take it from you first, and either you give it willingly, or they rape you. A lot of women, young girls were raped, and
Yep.
sometimes when you've been raped, you've been abused. It's either you completely shut down, or you just become that person. Like, okay, I've been abused, and sometimes that's a side effect of it. You tend to be loose. Relationship doesn't it has no value. You lose your value. So it's just so many factors, so many things that factor into this with our generation right now, and I feel like we have long ways to go to get things right.
So
wow.
true.
So Euphemia, you know, we're gearing on the side of abuse, and this is prevalent in our community.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, especially in the African community as a whole, it is
Mm-hmm.
swept under the rug.
Very much.
What would you say, or what would you tell viewers that are listening are some of the warning signs to watch out for when it comes to domestic abuse?
Domestic abuse. For example, younger people,
In
uh,
any age group,
any age group, some of the signs. Someone who
especially
maybe
young or older adults,
hmm
women.
somebody who you see, maybe you see their mood change, different behavior. Maybe all of a sudden, if it's somebody who used to talk were more active, now they kind of being more
More timid.
quiet, more
Yeah.
timid and stuff like that. They're not socializing much, just all to themselves. You need to, I know it's hard because when you try to talk to people, they don't want to talk. But those are
Yep.
signs you should look at. Like how sociable are they? Have they kind of turned to an introvert and sitting out in the house? Do you see look at their bodies? Do they see sky and bruises and stuff like that? It's just so many different things. How do they act when their significant others come around? That's
Mhm.
some of the things you see. If they're all lively and then all of a sudden the significant other come around, they just kind of shut down
Shut down. Hmm.
and quiet, timid, and can't even talk to you. You know that right there something's going wrong. Something's going on. So it's just so many different signs. So many different signs to look for. And you will hope that you're able to talk to them and they can talk to you, but sometimes that is difficult.
Yep, that is true.
Yeah.
Hmm. And the sad part about it, if you don't open out and the right people are not asking you the right questions, it's hard to come out of yourself
Yes.
Hmm.
to talk about it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And the thing is too, it's like sometimes, like you said, the right people not asking the right question. Yes, that's true. But is that person ready to be helped? That's the next thing. Is
Think
that
about it.
person
Yep.
ready to be helped? And if they are ready to be helped, you who they came to, are you ready to help them? How are you going to help them? Because you don't want them open up to you and you're not ready to help them. You have no means of helping them. And then
Yep.
they have to go back right back in that same situation. It gets worse. So it's just so many things. I think those are the things that maybe frighten them. How will I get out of this? Especially when their whole lives and everything depend on this person. So like I said, I witnessed it with this girl that living it. It was horrible. It was horrible.
Hmm.
So there's just so many factors. But I just hope that people out there can be willing to say, you know what, there will be somebody who can help me and I would try, to get out of this because I feel like no one should stay in abuse. It's not worth it.
Mhm. No.
No, it's
It's
not.
not.
It's not. At the end of the day, you do more harm to yourself than
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
But I really want to say thank you, for the courage to even write the book. You know, we're in a culture where, we always sweeping something under some kind of rug. Don't want it
Mm-hmm.
to come out for some reason because it is very important how people see you.
See you. Yes.
And at the end of the day, it's not about that person. It's about the person who's going through the struggles. But
Yeah.
our culture is just not set up like that. The African culture is just different. You know,
Yeah.
we sit there and we go through stuff. I know there was a particular when I was growing up, there was a kissy man who lived further down behind our house, and they say according to tradition and culture, when his daughters get the age of 16, he's supposed to virginize them.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
Yes, and they say, oh, he's just picking his fruit before somebody else pick it. Can you
Oh
imagine that?
Lord.
Yes. Yes, that's what he was doing, you
Mm,
know.
mm, mm.
And you know that girl would not talk about it. But
No, no.
growing up with small children now, what morphine everything I ain't supposed to be in.
But you know what? You know what? Saying that it's not only our culture, because surprisingly, in
Mm,
nursing school,
mm,
what were we? I've forgotten which class. I'm thinking, and this this girl said that a white girl, they were talking about abuse and being raped and stuff, and
mm.
she said, "Oh, what's the big deal about it?" And we look at her
Oh,
like, "Huh?" She said, "I thought it was normal in every family." I'm like, "Oh my goodness." That's what she said. She said she felt it was normal in every family that a family member would sleep with some other female, whether uncle, cousin. We didn't know that. So depending on where you're from.
yep,
Yeah, but today, when that's all you know in the family, you
yep,
think that is the norm.
yep,
So I can see where she's, that girl said that what is the big deal, because that's all she knew,
yep,
and that is sad.
Mm-hmm.
So if you
yes.
are listening and you are going through any type of abuse, talk to someone, get help. There is help
Please,
out there.
please,
Please do
please.
not
Yeah.
stay, because I mean, we all know this famous singer Osinachi. She will come out, and this famous Nigerian singer.
Yes, Sinach.
I'm just referencing her. She will come out and sing her heart out, but not knowing she was going through this abuse with she
Huh.
and her children.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes, and it left to her demise. And most times that's what happens. And we're not saying that the abuse is only one-sided, that is only the man that is abusing the woman. It's both ways, but majority of
Both
the
ways.
time, it is
Mm-hmm.
the female that is the victim.
So true. So
And
true.
Yeah.
these abusers, they make you to feel selfless, worthless.
Yep.
They take everything away from you, where you are broken.
Mm-hmm.
And they most times they are providers. They don't want you to work. They don't want you to further your education, so you can be
Mm-hmm.
dependent on them.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
And then you feel like you're in a box, and you
Yep.
have no means of getting out. But where there is a will, there is a way.
Yep. So true.
So
So
if you are
true.
experiencing abuse, please seek help.
But Fasia, come to think about it. Knowing yourself as a woman, that's a whole different story for another day of the week. So if a woman didn't know herself, but she's like, okay, I'm just coming into life. I am, I got me a boyfriend, and this boyfriend start to do things to her, which you and I would say, nope, that's an abuse. But she doesn't know it as an abuse. She knows, I'm just learning. I got a boyfriend. He say he loves me, because they tell you your abuser will be the first one to tell you how much they love you.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and put them under the influence that this is all because of love. I love you. That's why when any man talk to you in the street, I beat you up, because I don't want anybody to come close to you. I love you, and this is the reason why I'm doing this. This is the reason why I'm doing this. Some men are so controlling, and when you don't do what they want you to do, then the other side comes out. What do you say to a young girl, because she may not consider it as abuse? My boyfriend just too jealous. That's the word we used to use.
True.
My
Yes.
boyfriend so jealous, oh nobody can talk to me. But when you start to understand abuse, you know that's not jealousy. You know that's abuse.
Yes.
How do they get to understand that?
Well, I mean, No man should put his hands on you, period. And sometimes they are brought up in a home where they see their father putting their hands on their mom and think that is normal, but it is not normal.
Yep.
So that's where, you have to talk to people. But then again, it has to be people that you trust.
Yep. Because they'll be the first to tell you, say, I'm sorry, I will not do it again.
Oh yes, and they start
And
to
do
buy
it
you
again.
gifts and shower you with gifts because of that guilt.
Yep.
Your
Yep.
life is worth your self-worth is worth more than material things. Those are just vanities.
Yep.
That's what I would tell them. Don't allow any man to put their hands on you. Anyone, no one. They don't love you.
They're fooling you.
Yes, they are the ones that have the issue, not you. So you
Yeah.
need to get out.
Because it get to the point where some women try to blame and say, oh, maybe it was because I
I
put the
didn't
car
do
the
this.
wrong way
Exactly.
and he told me not to park the car like that. That's why he got mad. No,
Yes.
no, no.
And once a man starts to put his hands on you, it does not change. No matter how they apologize, it will just escalate and escalate and escalate, and you will be the pounding board.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So get out.
And the thing is too, sometimes I feel like sometimes some of us women would make excuses for our significant other, our abusers, in the way that we, how we say that some people they like to fix people.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
So
I will
sometimes
change
people,
him.
yeah, sometimes some people meet some people who already broken, and they feel like meet a man who's broken or a woman who's broken, and then when they're broken because they've been hurt and abused, so that's all they know, and they feel like the more I show this person love, they'll change, even though they're abusing me.
Hmm.
But I look at their background, I look at their history, their childhood. They were in an abusive home. They've been abused. They've been through a whole lot. So the more I love them and I show them love, even though they're hurting me, but I would just give it time. They're gonna heal. They're gonna change. And then you continue to stay in that abuse, trying to change somebody. So it's just, and not that they don't recognize that they're being abused, but they feel like they can fix this person.
Because every day they'll tell you they will not do it no more.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And looking at their history, looking at their childhood, what they went through, be like, oh my goodness, I feel so bad. That's why they're like that and make excuses
Yep.
for them. Yeah.
Oh wow.
You
When you
can't change them. You can't fix them.
No, you can't.
There's a reason why the trajectory of the story is on this. The Lord wants somebody is going to get saved today, or
Yep.
somebody is going to get saved by looking at this story today,
Yep.
because abuse is a serious issue in our community.
Yep. Yep.
But we want to sweep it under the rug because we don't want what others will think about us. But
But you
yet
know,
you are sitting there and you are dying.
yes. But Fasia, let me tell you this. There was a girl that used to live opposite my house up the hill. And this girl would tell us while we all playing outside, because she was much older than us. But because we were the only ones in close to her house, she had no choice but to play with us. She would tell us, she'll say, oh, let me go home so me and my boyfriend can go fight. Yes, she would say that to us. She would say, oh, his name was, I would say John, because I don't want to call his real name. John will soon come from work so we can go fight. And for the life of me, I could never understand that. Who wants to go and fight? You know? But whenever they fight and they make up sex with what she like. Can you imagine that? If you want it rough, say I like it rough. Because a lot of times that's some of the problems there. Women don't know what they want. They don't explain to the man, this is what I want. And they try to make it happen. And they take the wrong turn to make it happen.
True.
You know,
Yes.
some people like rough sex. That is fair. But you have to tell the man, I need rough sex. Then he will tell you what he would do in the rough play for you to enjoy it. But you can be physically fighting and then your makeup sex, you know, because he feel that he's wrong for beating you up, and that's not knowing that's what you want.
Yeah.
So if you are a woman and you out there and you like rough sex, tell your boyfriend or tell your partner, I like it rough. Drag me around, pull my hair, but make love to me. At least that one is an understanding. This is how we enjoy ourselves. That's yours cup of tea. But don't try to create a scenario so you'll fight and then you'll make up sex.
Make up, yes.
That I think then you are the one abusing the man.
Right.
Because that's stressful for the man too. You go to work and you come home and your woman is just waiting to make fuss for you just so you can fight. Because that's what she want. She been home all day thinking about this just so you can do make up sex. Can you? And you know it's funny, but it's the truth.
It is.
Yeah.
It is the truth. Yes. It is.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, that's the beauty of the difference that we have. But we are begging you, channel it differently. Because one day he could be beating you and hurt you, and you will not get to the makeup sex.
That's it.
Mhm.
That's it.
You know? Because you
Yeah.
never know. You know? So if this message is for you, coming to you, if you're doing it for this purpose, then please change the direction. Talk to the man, tell him what you like, tell him what you want, so you can go that route. But if you just starting the fuss just because you like the makeup sex, you're on the wrong path. Because one of these days you will not be in the right position
True.
because you don't know the heart of man. You don't know what he has had to go through in his time and space, and now you're bringing your own to him without telling him. And I think a lot of time is I don't even want to say it that way. I was going to say our level of education, but I will not even say it that way because I would take my own life for an example. I didn't like sex at all because when I got virgin lies, the way they did it was wrong. It hurt. I didn't want to deal with that stuff. Don't touch me because it just hurt. Not knowing there's a whole different way to do it and do it right when a woman can just enjoy herself and get to know it. Because you
Yeah.
know, when you don't know something, you don't know what to expect.
Exactly. You
You
don't miss
know,
what you don't have.
you don't miss what you don't have. So
Yes.
you get there, and what you meet is like, Jesus Christ, hell no, I don't want this. So for a very long time, for me, we're not talking sex. We're not discussing it because I'm not interested. Until I had to come to the understanding that okay, you'll be somebody's wife and you will have to do this because this is part of the marriage deal. All right, then I start doing it in the marriage for the marriage deal. But it was a hit and miss. I have my particular style. If you don't do my style, I'm not coming. So if you don't do what I need to do for me, forget it. There will be no orgasm for me. And you learn to fake it so much until you know all the sounds to make, you know what to say, and make the person feel like you're coming. So after doing
True.
that for a long time, then I meet my husband now, and he has a master degree in sexology. Jesus Christ. I'm like, God, you sure know how to give somebody a 50-year-old gift. Because I am telling you, I'm a nurse. I understand the human body. I know the organs. I know what kind of fluid they produce. But when it comes to application of sex, it's a whole different
Totally
classroom.
different. Totally
It's a
different.
totally different classroom. I used to be the one that when I'm having sex, if I get wet, I will wipe myself. No, this is what you need to make it flow. I didn't understand that part. I didn't want it to be wet, you know? So I was wiping until I met my husband. He like, no, no wiping. Leave it. And he started to explain to me the different types and kinds of women, what happens to their body during sexual intercourse. And it was amazing because I'm the one who got a master's degree in nursing. Okay, take your time with me. And I'm understanding things about my body that I understood differently. Because I am telling you, if you don't, I want to say, if you don't understand sex, don't do sex, because you might hit it, it's a hit or miss. But I got to understand things about it, and I'm like, whoo, this is good. You know, I was saying I had one star. If you play that star, no orgasm. Oh no, my husband changed that. I mean, unless I'm gonna die here. I'm going to die here, you know, because it was different, a whole different understanding for me. And a lot of women are going through this. There are some women, when they have an orgasm, they are squirters. They pump fluids everywhere. The men who don't know nothing but that say the woman pee to bed. Embarrass her because he don't even understand what's going on with her body. And it worse of all, she's one of those ones that are new and don't understand herself. Trust me, that's a lockdown right there.
It is. It really is. And you know, for women, it is completely different.
Yes.
We are emotional beings. So most men are just straightforward. They want to come in from work and go upstairs, you know, and make love. But
Yes.
for women, it could start from the day, from the morning, or it can start from the week before. You have to start getting them into that mindset.
Yes.
You know, give them compliments.
Yep.
You know, send them messages. You have to build that momentum up because again, we are emotional beings.
Yep.
You know, it's
Everything
not
is
what we
tied
just
to
see and that's
something.
it.
Yep.
No,
Yep. Yep.
you have to take your time, get to know your partner,
Yep.
and communication as well. For some people, all they know is let's go upstairs, bam, bam, boom, that's it.
Yep.
You know, they don't care if their partner is enjoying it or you know, if they've reached their climax. No, as
Yes.
long as they reach there,
Once they reach there,
that's
they
the
say
end.
sex finish.
That's
You
the
know,
end.
and I'm telling you, from the African perspective, a lot of African men don't know what they be doing.
Yeah.
Some of them do. Oh my God.
Yes.
And the ones who do, they do, they do. But the ones that, man, they don't even ask you if you're ready for them to come. I'm
No.
telling you, my husband always asks, should I come now? And I'd be like, no. Because I'm the one who wants to take the train from here to New York and be on that long ride. But for
That's
him,
that's that's the difference with women.
yeah, yeah,
You know, we can take that long ride, and it's the
yes,
same where if we don't think about it, we can go years without it, and
yes,
we don't care.
yes, yes.
You can come walking, you know, nude in front of it, doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
So long as that mindset is not there.
Mhm. But I got to find out this from my husband. He said, once you give woman what she wants, she gets wet.
True.
And I think it's because she's happy.
Yes.
Her emotions is tied to it. So once she's happy, don't worry about it.
And that giving her what she wants doesn't mean physical things. It doesn't
Yep.
it doesn't mean that you have to go buy her something big, you know, get her gifts. No. It can just be a little
Yes,
message.
especially the one she's not thinking about.
Yes.
And then you
Just the
just
fact that
boom.
you care.
I got this for you. Oh, there's
Yes.
a card for you or a text message to you telling something stupid, you know?
That's it.
And at the end of the day, you just too excited, you just can't wait, you know? And some men don't even know how to control themselves. They get there and they're so hype and they just jump and just pour everything.
That's
Now
it.
you're mad at them, you're not getting some again. You know, you know. But if you're out there and you're in a relationship and your partner is not able to meet you there, talk to them.
Talk to them.
Talk to them. Look, the men are not magicians. They cannot read our minds.
No.
They cannot tell us this is what she wants, this is what she don't want. If he don't find the G spot, show him where to go. direct the traffic until he understands. You know, this is what I want you to do. You're on the right path. Keep doing it. Keep going. I want it faster. I want it harder. Talk. Don't just sit and close your mouth and expect miracle manna to fall from heaven. No. The Bible said, knock and it shall be open.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't knock, you don't speak, you don't say nothing, that
You
man just
won't
doing
find.
him.
Nothing will happen.
Yeah. You're not doing nothing, you know.
And like you said, there are a lot of women out there that have never really experienced orgasm.
No,
Never.
no, never.
And
And
sometimes because they like the person, they fake it. And
yes.
the man does not know that it's being faked.
Sometimes they don't even fake it. They even know their own part to play inside the whole thing.
Exactly.
They just know I'm supposed to be here and have children for my husband. Can you imagine that? And
Yeah.
that's all they're there for. They think I'm his wife. I'm supposed to cook, clean, wash his clothes, and have children for him. Do you know that something sweet is also there too? Some women don't know. Some women have never had it before.
No.
They're clueless.
Very clueless.
And then you meet a man who knows nothing, you're in worse trouble. And you're not even going to ask him because you don't even know that you're supposed to get.
Right. Yeah.
Mm. Look, if you got a friend and you know, start the conversation. Let everybody be happy. God intended this thing. We heard in the first part of this program that God intended this for pleasure and procreation.
Procreation. Yes.
So if you only procreating, no pleasure, you will not enjoy the fruit of sex. God is a good God. He will not just throw something on you for you to go suffer.
Mm-mm.
But if you got it the wrong way, nobody showed you, nobody taught you, somebody just took you to the bedroom on your wedding night as a virgin, and before you know it, this is it. That's all you get. And then if you are a woman with integrity and virtues and you're faithful, and the man's a total idiot, girl, just leave
You
your
are
own with
in for a
God.
rude awakening. Yes.
Leave your own with God. You will
That's
get
it.
nothing. You will hear they say, oh, woman can enjoy it. You don't want to be there waiting there to enjoy. And the people that are out there now will be like, you get, don't talk. Because we know it's good. You
Mhm.
know, when the person who's doing it know what they're doing. I think if boys should be the one to go to the sex education class. They should
That's it.
do,
Yes.
they should do 4 years and girls should do 2 years. So when they come back, they can be that be, you know, because these young boys they just want to be grown and they think sex is being grown. No,
No.
in that you got to know
There's
what
more
to
to
do,
it. Yes.
you know. So it's a lot to the story. If you in the situation and you have the opportunity today to hear this discussion, find yourself. If you want to know what orgasm is, read about it.
Read about it. There are several books
You
out
know,
there.
yes.
There are
I know
several books.
somebody who actually holds herself will not have an orgasm because she squirts. She don't want to wet the people bed. So when she get into that place, she just stop herself. I'm like, this is bad business. You need to let your partner know you. You need to let your partner understand your body.
Hmm.
So that when this is happening now, it becomes pleasurable to the both of you.
Yes.
You know, if you have to put 3 blankets down and put a tarpaulin on top of it, do it. You don't got to be on the bed all the time. Go to the bathtub. Since she like to take a bath, because this is how she enjoys it. But by the time you shame that woman, no,
That's it.
that's it. That's it. We're
Yeah.
not having a discussion. We ain't even doing the do. You lucky if she do the do. She probably be doing it because maybe you nice to her, you gave her some money, you buy her stuff, and she feel to return the good offer. So she'll just let you do it, but she will not enjoy it. So please, if you don't understand it, be bold and ask for help. Ask for
Mm.
help. Because at first, I used to think that women who get female circumcision lose the ability to have an orgasm. But that's not true.
No, it's not true.
This is not true.
Not at all.
And that was my major concern with females. But I met a person who was circumcised, and she said, "No, I'm horny all the time." And you know, that's the lie.
It's a
Yes,
mindset. It's a
that's the
mindset.
lie they tell you when you go to the poor standard society, that they want you to wait until marriage so you can be running around. So they take off that portion of your body that stimulates you. Not so lie. Some of the girls who don't have it, they're worse than the one who get it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that has nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah.
Our people just were not educated to certain things. And
That's the problem right there.
yes, and they thought they were doing the people good by doing this to prevent a pregnancy before marriage, because that was a bad thing then. You know, if you're not married, it's a bad thing all the time, because the plan for God was for a man to take a wife and then she can procreate with him. That is
Mhm.
God's plan. So our people try to stay with that plan. And in staying with that plan, they try to do human things to secure the situation. Like, once we move this body parts from on this woman, she's not going to have the urge. She's going to wait until marriage before she start, going with a man and get pregnant. You know, but they mess up the program because it ain't happen like that. Now the poor girl don't have that body portion. Some people lose their self-esteem in the process. Some of them are even more horny than the bad, but though they don't have it. So what did you move it for? Because you didn't fix nothing.
Lack of knowledge. Lack of
Lack of
knowledge.
knowledge, my people perish.
Because of lack of knowledge, yes.
Mm, mm. And if you out there, you have been circumcised as a female, it doesn't change anything. Let your partner know what makes you feel good. Let them find your G spot. Okay? The G spot is deep. You can find it even without the other portion being on the top. You can find it. Let him know you. Don't be ashamed of your body, because that's the one you have to live with. If you're ashamed of it, you would never talk about it, and that man would never understand you, and you will have to live in that damage. And for a long time, you will be hurting.
Yes. True. So true.
Mm, mm, mm.
Wow.
Yes.
This was a loaded.
A loaded one. The men who don't know, please try to know.
This
Please
was loaded.
try to know.
Mm.
So somebody's daughter can be happy. It's not just what you gave her that's fixed everything. You can give her everything. If you don't take care of that aspect, you will be putting your money in the red bank. Normally, it's the red bank anyway, but we kind of reciprocate sometimes. But if you're doing what you need to do for her, she's gonna lose interest, and at the end of the day, somebody else gonna take over the job.
That's it. Yep.
Yes.
That is it. Well, our time is far spent.
Yes.
Euphemia, thank you so much. Again, her book is Abuse and Journeying to Self Love.
Yes. And that book is going to be coming up. And let me see if I can get it on the screen. Da, 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 da. It's in the background.
Yeah, you can see
So
the title.
yeah. August 4th is her launch date. She's going to be in Ohio, and she's going to be launching this book. And we want people to come out there to promote her. Buy the book, go on Amazon, buy her book, read the book so it can help you. They want it not for decoration purpose. You are doing two things when you buy that book. You're promoting a young writer and a Liberian at that, and you are also educating yourself on the things you don't know about yourself.
Mhm.
And probably you're going through it and don't know what you're going through. This show says it doesn't matter what you're going through,
What you've been through.
what you've been through. God is fabulous.
He is.
So that's a fabulous information that just came today. Please support her, encourage her, so that she can write more books, so that more people can be out there and get the help that they need. And she's your
Exactly.
own Liberian writer. She's your own African sister. We need to promote each other in the diaspora.
We have to.
Whenever somebody hands finds something good to do that promotes the work, promote them. Go to the show, go to her book launching, get to talk to her, get to meet her. It's going to be in Ohio, August the 4th, you know. come out there. We will run it on our screen. On our every Friday show, we will talk about it until the date, so that the word of mouth spread faster. Buy the book, read the book, encourage her. So tomorrow when she's receiving her Oscar, you can identify. A Liberian writer is now receiving Oscar in America. It's not impossible.
Of
You know,
course.
God had brought her here for destiny. And it may look small, but it's not small. Today, that was one of my scripture on my page today. Zechariah, um, Zechariah 1:10, 3, 4 to 8. Despise not the small beginning, for the latter shall be great. She just started with the first book. By the time we promote her, buy the book, read the book, take her ratings up, the next thing you'll be asking her to write your autograph for you. Before you know it, we'll be going to the Oscar just because we got ticket. She invited us to come. It starts with
Yeah.
someone. Don't say, oh, because I ain't read a book, so I ain't going to buy it. Don't do that. Don't do
Let's
that.
learn to support
Your
each other.
time will come. If you support your friend, we will support you
Someone will
too.
support you
You
too.
know,
Yes.
when you use your shoulder for somebody to step on, somebody else will use their shoulder for you to step on. That's how we grow. So please, it's August 4th. And the book is called Abuse and a Journey to Self-Love. Love thyself. So, Euphemia, is there anything else you want to add to what I told them about the launching?
Um, Nothing much. I like having this launching, and I'm encouraging few ports to come and showcase their own talent and stuff like that. So I have my information if anybody wants to contact me so they can come and showcase their talent and
Yep.
entertain us with what they have written. That would be nice. And I think I told you already, I plan on going to some women abuse shelter to talk more about this and give some books out and stuff like that. And I plan to, with the books, to give how you call it, bookmark with some important part of the poems, some words of encouragement.
Hmm.
Give it out just to encourage women that there's hope. You
So,
can't depend on people to love you, to make, to fix that broken piece in you. You have to do it yourself.
yes.
Yes.
You know.
So there is her
Yeah.
number on the screen to contact her. Is 614-704-4846. Contact her, encourage her so she can do more. Trust me, God sees you if nobody sees you. And if you're looking for the broadcast, then your reward is already with you. But encourage your sister. She's going somewhere. Let's help push her into her destiny. Some
Oh,
people
yes.
are just destiny helpers. We have to push them. We get there, we just all acting like we wrote the book, but we ain't got no clue. But when she get to
Mhm.
where she going, we are happy because one sister has gone above it. So thank you so much tonight, Euphemia,
Thank
for
you
being
for
on the
having
show.
me,
Yes,
guys,
we 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 we
ladies.
we are really
Thank you.
grateful you came on to address a lot of things. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, have a good evening.
You too.
All right. Well, another day of Thank God is Fabulous.
Yes,
It was loaded.
it was.
Take your time. It's live, so anytime you can go back and replay it. Help yourself.
That's right.
Knowledge is power.
Power. Yes. Please, if you're in a abusive relationship, seek help.
Seek
Don't
help.
stay in there because it can lead to your demise.
Yes.
Get
Yes.
help,
So true.
especially if you have children, because they
Yep.
will see that in the home and think that is the norm. And
Yes.
then it will just be a revolving cycle.
So
And
true.
you don't want that.
So true.
So please get help. There's help out there.
Yep.
Any man that is hitting on you, he doesn't love you.
Yep.
It is not love. No matter how much gifts he showers you with after the fact, it's guilt.
Yep.
It is guilt. When they've done the wrong, then they come in and shower you with big gifts. No.
So if you're looking on the screen, you will see the book launch is Friday, August the 4th, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's going to be at 2101 No Bixby Road, Columbus, Ohio, 43232. Okay. So please go out there and support your sister.
And please share the broadcast
Share the broadcast. It doesn't matter what you're going through.
of what you've been through.
Thank God
It's
is fabulous.
fabulous.
Have a
God
good
always
evening.
makes a way.
I
Good
know
night.
he do. He do.